Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video about the Guardian ship Lego set. Just before I get into the video, if I could ask everyone to like and subscribe, that would be amazing, thank you. I'm trying to get to 75 subscribers by the end of the summer. So the price for this set is £139.99 or $159.99 or €159.99. The part count for this set is 1,901 pieces, meaning the price per piece is 7.4 pence. The set number is 76193 and it was released on the 1st of June 2021. The age for this set is 14 plus and the category is Marvel. So then if we look at the box, it's got some quite cool artwork on the front. So it's got Thanos along the side with all the Infinity Stones. It's got the 6 characters along the bottom, as well as a Avengers logo, and then it's got the spaceship flying through space with what looks just like a star in the background. And then on the back, we've got again the Thanos logo, the Thanos character, but this time in Lego, which is pretty cool. And then just 4 different photos of the different play features of the set, as well as 2 larger photos of the design. So then onto the manual. It is exactly the same artwork as the front of the box. And it shows you the 14 different bags and the steps for each bag. And then, so as it's 2021 set, it is the old variation, so there's no slider along the bottom telling you the progress of the set. It's a fairly easy to read manual. There's no real points where you struggle to understand what it means. Yeah, it's just a pretty standard. There's the advertising in the back for 3 other sets. Yeah, pretty standard for a manual. So then actually on to the set. So it's a pretty cool whole piece from Lego. It is a very fun build despite the symmetrical nature of it. So obviously from this point it's exactly the same left and right. There are a few changes, so like here that's not on the left hand side, but other than that it is pretty much identical. So again, these are slightly different, but it's essentially exactly the same. But despite that, it is still a very interesting set. But then actually in the play style, you can unsymmetric it. So I wouldn't like to do that. I want to have it the same. But if you want to display it like that, you could. That is possible, and you can have those out. So you can display it however you would prefer to do that. There are some annoying fiddly bits in the middle. So when you're constructing it, it's very tight in here, and it asks you to put in the pieces quite late on, which can be quite fiddly. So when building the set, I would expect to drop pieces in quite a few times, maybe a dozen or so. So expect to drop things in before lining it up perfectly correctly. This set takes about 3 to 6 hours to build, depending on how quick you want to do it, whether you're in a rush or you want to take your time about it. It's got a really good quality display stand, so it lets you spin it 360 degrees, and because the actual display stand is on an angle, it changes the angle of the set, so you can either have it facing up or have it facing down. So it allows for a large variation on display that the set allows. There are 3 removable hatches, so that comes back at the end. So I have all the weapons stored in the back. Then, as I showed earlier, this panel comes off, but it's a little tricky at times. little fiddly. So that comes off, and then this front panel also comes off quite easily. So you can store the characters in the front, or it just folds up and down. So you can either have it like that or take it off, whatever's preferable for you. Um, the one most annoying thing about this set is when you're removing it, if you're like me and like taking it apart in exact reverse order, that's not possible for this set. So there are two pins that hold the wings on to the main fuselage of the set that you can't take out until you've taken the wings apart, but you have to take the wings apart. Normally you want to take the pin out before you take the wings apart, but it doesn't allow you to do that. So you do just have to take it apart and then figure out how to put it in reverse order if you want to bag it up correctly, um, which is quite frustrating, but it is what it is. So there are 6 minifigures with this set. It's a bit of a strange choice. So they have the Chitauri, which is weird when they excluded Gamora, Drax, and Nebula. So it's a bit odd that they decided to include that rather than the 3 characters. So Quinn has his 2 blasters, which are quite cool. Rocket comes with a built weapon, so that's a store in the back here. So this is Rocket's weapon, so it's a gun, but a built one rather than a Lego one. Then we have Thor with his cape, and then he has Stormbreaker. And there's also quite cool Groot. So it's the adult Groot rather than the newer version. So it's got a quite pointy head. No weapons coming with Groot as he doesn't have any in the film. So this is the Chitauri weapon. It's just a standard built-up gun. And then it also comes with Mantis, who has a very cool headpiece showing off her antenna, which is pretty cool. So the dimensions for this set are 25 centimeters high, 36 centimeters long, and 59 centimeters high, but that is including the stand, so it is shorter if you don't want to include the stand in the display of the set. I'd recommend this for Marvel fans and just Lego fans in general, as it's a pretty cool set to build.